Welcome!
Hello!
You have a hyped up fan base waiting for you to ask you questions.
Oh, snap. Bring it.
Alright, so we're gonna get the first question out of the way. What's your favorite type of ice cream?
Oh. I can't really go wrong with chocolate or like just any form of chocolate. I'm not really big on chocolate mint combinations. I'm not against it, but it's certainly not my favorite. But yeah, I would say the one that I am always down for would be chocolate, especially like some sort of dark chocolate.
Woo! Dark chocolate ice cream is really good.
Yes, it is.
So you have done so many roles. What has been your favorite?
I had a lot of favorites. I would say most sentimental to me would have to be Natsuki in Summer Wars, just because for those of you who've seen it, it's like, she has a really close relationship with her grandmother in it, and I was raised by my mom and my grandma, and she had passed away. My grandmother had passed away a couple years before we did the recording, and so I dedicated my performance to her. But I also love Seal Phantom Hive in Black Butler. I love Chopper in One Piece. I love Maho and Beck. I love Rey in Evangelion. I love Holo and Spice and Wolf. I have a lot of favorites. I'm sure I'm leaving someone off, but yeah, I've been really lucky to voice a lot of really cool characters.
So I guess the easier question would be, which characters don't you like?
That'd be the ones that I forgot about. There's definitely times that people will come through my autograph line at conventions and they'll hand me something and I'm like, I'm in this? They're like, yeah, totally, it's on your Wikipedia. And I'm like, well, I mean, Wikipedia is never wrong. So, yeah, there's definitely roles that I just don't really remember doing that are just not memorable to me. So I'd have to say those are probably my least favorite because I didn't care enough to remember.
We've got Sphinx asking, Brina, I hope I'm saying your name right, by the way.
Brina, yeah, you're doing it. Yeah, that's good.
What was it like working on Witchblade?
Witchblade. Oh, I forgot. That's one I forgot I was even on. That's like such a small role that I did in that. I don't even remember her name. I think she had glasses, and I think that is literally the only reason I was cast as that person is because she had glasses. I don't even remember what she did. So it was cool. Witchblade is cool, but working on it was not memorable. Just because I think I did like a 30-minute session, and that was it. I think it was like one of those things I was about to leave for the day, and then Bevins was like, hey, will you do this part for me real quick? And that was it.
Now, Jarf asked, what was it like playing Mad Moxie?
Mad Moxie was really intimidating because I don't normally play characters like that, like the ultra super sexy femme type characters. I don't really do that usually. So especially ones that are older, because she's supposed to be like in her 40s. I mean, she has like a kid and she's been married like 4 times. So I remember when I auditioned for it, like just looking at the character breakdown and looking at the picture, and I was like, yeah, that's never gonna happen. And so when I got cast, I was like, oh my god, they're gonna recast me at any second. They're totally gonna recast me. And they didn't, thank God. I mean, it's a really fun role, especially in Borderlands 2. In the first one, she's more just eye candy. There's not really much depth to her, but I think Anthony Birch did a really great job, the writer of Borderlands 2. He did a really great job kind of giving her more depth and giving her an actual, making her a real person and not just eye candy, which I think is really cool because eye candy's fun and all, but it's not really fun to act eye candy. It's a lot more exciting to have a real character and someone that you can kind of understand their motives and all that.
Given the choice, would you play the quiet, reserved character, or do you like playing the big, showy villain type character?
Oh man, the thing that I like about my career is that I haven't been sort of stuck in a typecast. I've gotten to do a lot of different types of roles. And I think if I had to just do, no matter how awesome a character, if I had to do just one type of character forever, I would probably get really bored. So, but if I had to choose between the two, man, that's tough. Because with the quiet one, the good thing about that is that it's easy on your voice, and so it's not as tiring. But probably the loud, villainous character would be more fun over the long term, but it would probably wreck my voice if they're really loud and yelly. So I don't know. That's a tough one. I guess because I'm a singer, I would go with the quiet one just because I don't want to risk screwing up my voice.
Now we have a bit of a challenge for you from one of the fans. They're asking, how deep can your voice go, and can you show us?
How deep can my voice go? Not that deep, because I'm actually a soprano. Hello. Hey guys, I'm Brina Palencia. Wait, hold on. This is the deepest my voice will go.
Are you turning into the Grudge over there?
Yes, I've become possessed.
Oh, that's great. Do you like Seal? I might be saying the name wrong because I've yet to see that anime.
Yeah, it's Ciel.
And Sebastian's kind of relationship?
I think I do. I don't like when it's sexualized just because it's really creepy because it's an adult and a child, and that's not cool. But I do think that there's more to their relationship than just like a demon wanting to eat this kid's soul. Like I do think that there's some kind of, not some kind of love of some sort there. I think that their relationship is really fascinating because of that. I think that Ciel hates and loves Sebastian. He hates him because he hates everyone, but he also loves him because, Sebastian's the only one that he's ever been able to count on in his whole life. So I think that means something. Not that he would ever admit that, of course. But I love their relationship. I think it's really, really interesting.
See, now that you brought that up, I've got to ask the question, what is the weirdest thing the fans have brought to you at conventions or theories they've told you about the characters you've played?
The weirdest thing, and oh my god, it really creeps me out. They've tried to like hide it and pretend like that this is not what I'm signing, but I always look through whatever I'm signing, and I still sign it just because I don't want to be an asshole. But like when people bring me porn versions of characters that I do, like hentai manga versions, it's really weird to me. I have nothing against hentai, but it's weird to me when it's a character that I know and I feel like I've really gotten in their soul, and then to see them in, compromising positions. It's really weird for me. It's awkward. It's really awkward. But, to each his own.
You've never just wanted to mess with a fan and hold it up and go, this is the greatest porn I've ever seen.
Well, I've pointed it out to other people around them, like, this is pornography that you are making me sign currently. I would just like everyone to know that that's what's happening. But yeah, no. Yeah, whatever. It's animated, so I guess it's do what you want.
Now, has that been the weirdest thing you've been asked to sign?
I've signed tits before. That was cool. I signed, there's a Mad Moxie cosplayer who asked me to sign her panties, the panties that she wore with her cosplay. They were clean. She assured me of that. I actually took a picture of it and put it on my Instagram. But yeah, I think those are the only ones that stick out in my mind as far as odd things that I've signed.
Congratulations, you've beaten out our male guests because none of them have had to sign panties.
Really? That's kind of surprising.
No, I think the worst we've ever heard was somebody's butt getting signed.
Oh, I'd rather sign clean panties than a butt. I'm just going to say.
Now, Satanic Girl asked, I love that name, by the way.
Yeah, that's delightful.
Do you prefer Black Butler or Black Butler 2, and why?
Oh, I prefer Black Butler just because that was my introduction and everyone's introduction to the character. And you really like Black Butler 2 is really fun. And I love doing it. Don't get me wrong. But it's with Black Butler 2, it's more to me it felt more of just like a fan service kind of thing, which was awesome. But the first one I felt had more meaning and purpose. And I was told that I haven't read the manga, but I was told that it followed that Black Butler 2 doesn't exist in the manga and Black Butler 1 does, or at least up through episode 15, I think. So that I guess that kind of makes sense. But yeah, so I like Black Butler 1 the most just because as an actor, it gave me a lot more to sink my teeth into.
Everyone's asking, what's it like playing the obsessive characters?
Um, Sometimes, because I do a lot of them, I it's hard for me to get it sometimes, like with Juvia and Fairy Tale or Kurumu in Rosario Vampire. Um, those characters both have a huge fan base, and that's awesome for me. But those characters are hard for me to understand because I'm not the type of woman who just blindly falls in love with a guy who has zero interest in me. I'm definitely the one that always goes for the nice guy who's nice to me and treats me with respect. So I don't really understand like the appeal to become obsessed with a dude who won't even give you the time of day. I think that's like I don't like the idea of that being a role model. Now, on the other hand, I do think that it's funny. I mean, it's a funny character. But I really hope that people aren't looking at Juvia or Kuru and being like, I want to be just like her when I grow up. Because it's not a good role model. But one character that I played that was obsessive, but it's the most psychotic one that I've ever played, would be Future Diary, and Future Diary. And I loved playing her because they go into her backstory and explain why she's so obsessed with Yuki, why it's like it gives me as an actor like a reason, a motivation to actually like be obsessed and psychotically obsessed with this guy. And I like playing crazy people just in general. I think it's really fun, especially serial killer type. I think it's really fun. And so it was a lot easier of a role for me to that's odd to say. It's a lot easier for me to wrap my head around being a psychotic serial killer than a girl who just likes a boy for no reason. But it's actually true. That is actually true. That says a lot about my personality, I suppose.
Everyone likes playing the psycho.
Yeah.
So how did you like playing the Republican character in Shin-chan, which is one of my favorite roles that you've done?
Oh, yeah, totally. That was extra fun just because I am a Democrat for sure. I'm super liberal. And so it was really fun sort of demonizing a Republican character like that. What's extra funny to me too is that I have a lot of friends that are Republican, but like I've been told by a lot of people that I know that are Republican that that's also their favorite character because they're like, yeah, man, I agree with everything he's saying. And I'm like, you're a crazy person. He's evil. But, to each his own.
They're asking if you can do a impression of Gasai.
Oh, I'll say my favorite line, which is the most disturbing to me. Time for peepees.
Please never do that again.
Now just imagine that I've had you tied up in a basement for a while. And I did.
I've heard weirder too. That's the sad part. They're asking, do you like Super Smash Brothers or any video games at all?
I obsessively, religiously play Plants vs. Zombies. It's how I start and end every day of my life. I don't actually, I used to play a lot more games whenever I used to host for GameStop TV, and we always had to kind of be on the up and up as far as like what's coming out and like what like game developers and all that kind of stuff. But as soon as I stopped doing that, I just didn't have time for anymore. Because it's like, oh, if that's not my job, I can't spend, 20 hours a day playing video games. So, as much as I would love to. But I also have a tendency to be really, I have a very addictive personality when it comes to games, hence why I've been playing Plants vs. Zombies religiously for the past 5 years. So if I get into, especially like an RPG game or something like that, it basically takes over my entire life, like to a point that's not healthy. So yeah, I only allow myself Plants vs. Zombies.
No one tell her there's a second one out.
No, I've already played through the entirety of the second one, and I'm currently on level 120 in the unlimited future time. What is it called? Terror for Tomorrow. That's what it is.
So you play one of my favorite characters from Smite, Artemis, and you also play one of the ones I can't stand, Cupid. How does it feel getting to do both of those characters?
Once again, I really like the diversity. I like being able to play totally different types of characters because those characters could not be more different from each other. But yeah, especially being able to do that like in a session, because since that's the same game, usually when I come in, it'll be both of those characters. Sometimes it'll just be one or the other. But yeah, so it's fun. It's fun. I like it.
Have you done any new voices for them that maybe you can hint at some of the new costumes coming out?
No. If I had, I wouldn't be able to say. So I'll just go with no.
Tepafray is asking, have you played Garden Warfare yet?
No, I haven't. My husband got it for me. It's on 360, I think, right? Or no, it's whatever. It's on some kind of Xbox, I think. And yeah, I have not played it yet. We keep meaning to. I'm really bad at shooter games though, so I'm wondering if if it will ruin my love for Plants vs. Zombies.
I've heard it's pretty good. I actually have it on my PlayStation 4 and I've yet to play it.
Yeah, I need to eventually because he got it for me like months ago,
and I never see her again.
Yeah, exactly. That's the fear.
Now they're asking, how exactly did you get into voice acting?
Well, I was actually an anime fan in junior high and high school. And I lived in Texas. I went to high school in Texas, in Weatherford, Texas. It's a small town outside of Fort Worth. And a bunch of my friends and I who watched Dragon Ball Z every day went and took a tour of Funimation Studios, which was like, I guess 2 hours, maybe an hour and a half from Weatherford. And I remember watching Christopher Sabat, voice of Piccolo, record and thinking, like, I want to do that. I feel like I would be good at that. Because I did a lot of acting and stuff throughout high school. And so when I graduated, that was like when I was 16, when we did the tour. And then when I graduated high school, I ended up going to a community college like a couple miles from Funimation. And so I just, at the time, this is like 10 years ago, I just gave away my age. At the time, Funimation was not as well known, and so they didn't have to have as much security and stuff, and they were in a totally different building. And I just walked in and asked how to audition, and they put me on a list for an open call. And it ended up being for Case Closed, and I didn't get cast at that first audition, but they liked me enough to call me in for what they call Walla, which is with all actors, and it's like where a group of you get into the booth, and like anytime you see a character like walking through a marketplace, all that like mumbling that you hear, that's all of us in a booth being like, oh yes, how much are those oranges? Yes, I'd like 2 pounds, please, and like talking, like just making up crap in the booth together to try and fill in that sound. So I did that and a bunch of bits for like 2 years before I started getting more prevalent characters. Like Nina Tucker in Full Metal Alchemist was my first like big character that I got. And then I just got more and more stuff after that.
Now, being a fan of Dragon Ball Z, how does it feel getting to be a character from it, finally?
It's pretty cool. I'm really glad that I'm a character that never says anything, because Dragon Ball Z is one of those shows that will destroy your voice. Like, I do not envy anyone who is a lead character in that show because the amount of screaming they have to do is horrendous. It was really fun assistant directing on Dragon Ball Z Kai. It was like really surreal going through, the Frieza, because I started with Frieza, and like that's when I started getting obsessed with it. And so like going through that in Kai and like directing, I remember directing Sunny at one point. Not that he needed me to direct him, but because he knows what he's doing at this point. But yeah, it was just really fun. Like, oh my gosh, I totally remember this, like, when I was 16 or 15 and 16, like, just watching this and being so into it, and, like, now I'm working on it. It was really cool. It was like I came full circle.
Now, have you seen the fan things that people have done, like Dragon Ball Z Abridged and stuff, and how do you feel about them?
I think it's really funny. Dragon Ball Z Abridged is really funny. I think, don't they do Attack on Titan Abridged, too? Which I've never even seen Attack on Titan, but I've seen the Attack on Titan Abridged, and it's really funny. So yeah, I think it's great. I think it's so cool. Like it just all feeds into the fandom of an awesome, fun show.
They're asking if you could do Chaozu for them.
Hey, I'm Chaozu. Hey, Tian, I'm gonna hang out with you and not say anything and look like a creepy clown in the background all the time. Yeah, and then I'm gonna die for nothing. Woo!
See, the sad part is every time I think of Chaozu and I think of the Abridged, it's a Pokemon. I'm not a Pokemon, I'm Chaozu.
He does look like a Pokemon. We actually, okay, so whenever we recorded Battle of Gods, the most recent Dragon Ball movie that came out, which is freaking awesome if you haven't.
It is.
We have another theory about Chaozu that came up when we were recording Battle of Gods, which is an awesome movie that you guys should all see if you haven't seen it yet. But Chaozu and Puar are both in that movie, but they don't actually do anything. They're just in the background the whole time. And so I was just having to do Walla, like what I talked about before, as those two characters. And so we decided that Chaozu was in like a Fight Club situation where he only existed in Tien's mind. And that Puar, like, it starts out with, like, Puar being like, oh, hey, Chaozu, you ever notice how nobody talks to you except Tien? Okay, bye! And then she goes and does her own thing. And then Chaozu's like, oh, hello? Like, trying to get people to talk to him the whole time. Like, can you guys see me? Will anybody talk to me, please? So throughout the whole movie, that's just what Chaozu is doing. He's just like begging for anyone to look at him or acknowledge him, and no one ever does. You'll never hear that because it's like buried deep in the mix. But it was really fun to do.
Now I want to do an abridged of that entire movie and just have it every so often in the background.
Yeah, no, totally. It works. No one ever talked to him, except Puar.
I have to watch that. I didn't even notice he was in there.
Yeah, exactly. He does nothing.
And they're asking, how does it feel playing Chopper from One Piece?
Chopper is awesome. Chopper is the cutest thing to ever exist. I adore him. He's so sweet and cute, and I feel like such a better person than I am. He's such a, like, great example of like loyalty and kindness and acceptance and whatever, which is really cool, like especially seeing his origin story.
Are we sure he's not a pony?
He's definitely not a pony. He's a reindeer doctor pirate man, which I love telling people that don't know anything about anime and be like, tell me about your characters. And I'm like, well, this one's Chopper. He's a reindeer doctor pirate who shapeshifts. They're like, okay, I can't talk about this with you. He's great. Yeah, I love Chopper. He's definitely one of my favorites.
So do you go out of the way to freak people out who don't know anime?
No, I'm just surrounded by, like, okay, so my husband has a normal job. He's a lawyer, so I go to lawyer parties a lot, and it's people that, like, are lawyers and they don't really do a whole lot creatives. There's like, oh my God, you're an actress. Tell me about it. And it's just like, I'm not going out of my way, but it's just like, anime is weird. So it's like if you try to describe anime to someone who doesn't watch it or has any interest in it, it's real easy to freak them out.
Now they're asking, Alex asked, what was it like to be on The Walking Dead?
That was a dream come true. I am obsessed with The Walking Dead. I've seen every episode. I've read all the graphic novels. I love The Walking Dead. So when I got the call because they had put me on hold, which means you are one of the top choices and they just want to make sure that your schedule is open in case they decide to use you, but it doesn't mean that you're cast yet. When I got the call that I was officially cast and I needed to fly out, I was in CVS shopping for like face wipes or something. And my agent told me that I got it and I like collapsed to the floor. I was like, what? I was like shaking like, yes, oh my God. Are you kidding me? Yeah, it was awesome. And it was just really cool because the set, like everybody that works, like the whole crew and everyone that I met from the cast was so nice. It's just the nicest cast I've ever been around. Like, because usually when I do guest star roles on television, I've done 2 other ones. And I was also a series regular on Starcrossed for the CW. Yeah, anytime I've done guest star stuff, it's usually just like, oh yeah, in and out, whatever, we don't care who you are, we're not trying to make friends with you, just do your thing and get the hell out. And this was like, everybody was like, oh my God, a new person, yay! And like, everybody wanted to know all about me and Robin, who played my boyfriend, Robin Lloyd Taylor, who is also a Penguin in Gotham now and kicking ass and taking names. But yeah, they were so nice to both of us, and like they were just so welcoming and kind, and just it could not have been a more positive experience. It was so great.
Lucky.
Yeah, I know, totally.
Have you looked into the Walking Dead video games, the Telltale ones?
No, I haven't looked into the Telltale. I'm pretty sure that's one that it would make me never leave my house for years. I was in one of them. Not Telltale. I was in the Survival Instinct. I played like 3 different characters in Survival Instinct. And according to the Walking Dead wiki, other than the 2 main characters in Survival Instinct, which were the Daryl and Daryl's brother, whose name I can't remember, the 3 of us are the only people who have ever voiced in a Walking Dead game and been on the TV show.
But you guys already did a good Walking Dead game.
Nah, that's true.
But that wasn't your fault. That was the team that actually made it.
I have no comment. For political purposes, I will say nothing. I never played it. That's all I'll say.
Alex asked, what was it like being in Star Wars Connect? Is that the one where you guys where they were dancing?
Yeah, Star Wars Connect was so fun. Oh my gosh. Yeah, that was super rad. I love singing, and I especially love studio singing, so that was really fun. Like, it was like the nerdiest way to studio sing possible, which was like singing pop songs all changed to be more Star Wars related. So I sang Blaster Proof on that one, which was originally Bulletproof by LaRue, I think is how you say their band.
I didn't even realize that was you.
Yeah, that was totally me. I sang that, and then I sang backup vocals to most of the other songs. I also, I don't think they ever used it, but they did actually write a song, like an original song, that was all in, crap. I don't know my Star Wars lore well enough. It was some language, made-up language that's a Star Wars language, and it was in, I think, Return of the Jedi, maybe, where they go to that bar or whatever, and there's the band playing, and like it's like a singer that sounds like this or whatever.
Oh, the cantina?
Yes, that. They wrote a song, and I had to voice match that singer and like sing the song in that voice, in that language, and it was really fun, and it was really good. Like the guy who wrote the song was great. I think Kevin Affleck was his name, but yeah, it was great. I don't think they ended up using it because that voice is so obnoxious. Like originally they were gonna do just that, like have the Cantina people or whatever be just the band for that whole thing and have them sing everything. But I think they realized that that would eventually grate on your nerves after a while. Like one song is enough. Anything more than that, I think people would not play the game at all. So.
See, now I'm curious about the song.
Yeah, man, I know he said that it was possible that they might do it as like a bonus track or something, but I really don't know. I have no idea if they ended up using it because I don't have a Connect, so I never played it.
I've seen gameplay of it because a friend of mine had it, and now that I'm hearing your voice, I'm like, she did sing in that.
Yeah.
How did you stumble into becoming a singer?
Oh, I got my degree in music. I stumbled into becoming an actor. I've always been a singer. Yeah, no, I got my degree in music at University of North Texas. My instrument was voice. I've sang my whole life. My parents are musicians. Yeah, it's kind of funny. Like I thought for sure that a majority of how I would one day make money would all be through singing and not acting. Even though I always liked acting. But yeah, it turned out not to be so. It's the other way around, which I'm perfectly happy with.
Now, do you prefer being behind the camera voice acting or in front of the camera, just giving your all?
I prefer to be in front of the camera just because there's so much more to it. Like you have so much more ownership of the character because it's not just your voice, it's the body and everything. Like you are the look of that character and you are that character. You're the physical, oral, spiritual representation of that character as a whole. So I like embodying a character more so than just voicing it. But the cool thing about voice acting is that you can, it's like a lot less commitment in that you can like show up in your pajamas to work, and you don't have to like go through hair and makeup and all that, and you don't have to like make sure that you're in shape for your character and you don't have to like constantly worry about your appearance. So I really like that aspect of it. I like the culture of voice actors and voice acting. It's not as superficial as like the culture of on-camera acting, but man, it's like going through all that crap of like the superficiality is totally worth it to me just to get to play those characters. It's just really fun and rewarding.
Vince asked, Brina, how was your opinion on directing D. Gray Man?
I was an assistant director on D. Gray Man, I think. I don't think I was ever a primary director. Todd Habercorn was the primary director. And so I just would direct when he wasn't in town. That was a cool show. I was actually kind of sad that it didn't do more, like, get more popular. I feel like nobody ever watched that show, but it was super cool and super rad. They had a lot going on, and I liked all the character design. And Eliad is probably the closest to a Moxie type character that I had played before playing Moxie. And I did not cast myself as that. That was definitely Todd. But yeah, it was cool. I'm sad it didn't get more recognition. Not my directing, but the show.
Now, would you actually direct if given the chance?
I did. I directed 2 years full-time at Funimation. I directed School Rumble and Black Blood Brothers and Moonphase and Holic. And I think that's it. Yeah. School Rumble was the big bulk of it because I cast and directed both seasons. And so School Rumble is totally my baby. I love School Rumble. It was so much fun. Holic was really cool too. I think School Rumble and Holic are my two favorites to direct. But it was one of those things that when you direct at Funimation and you're voice acting at Funimation, you never stop working. Like it's just like you're 10 to 10 voice acting in anime or directing anime all day, every day, which I'm a fan of anime. I love anime. And even I hated anime by the end of that. Like it's too much. Like you're too saturated and you don't get to pick what you're working on. You're just forced to work on whatever they give you, which, that's a job. So that's totally fine. But it wasn't really my bag. And I really, really wanted to get into on-camera acting. So that's why I quit the directing.
See, now I was pretty sure Funimation just locks you guys in the basement and only lets you out when they need you to do voicing or conventions.
I mean, that's basically what it's like to be a director.
They're asking, how was it working with Justin Cook?
Oh, Justin Cook, he's all of our bosses. He's like the main executive producer on the dubbing side of Funimation, and he's a great boss. Like, he's super nice, but not like in a pushover kind of way, but just like he's always down to hear you out and hear your thoughts, and he's really good at helping you understand everyone else's perspective. Like, he's an excellent boss. Like, there's a reason he's in that position. He's really, because when you're working with creative types, tensions can run high if there's some sort of disagreement, because it's like, this is my art. And like, Justin Cook is really good at like calming everybody down, make you just kind of talk it out, think about it, like he's great. Justin Cook's awesome.
It's okay, the mics are gone. You can talk about how awful he is. I'm kidding.
I wish I had something bad to say about him, but I genuinely don't. He's awesome.
Now they're asking, have you done any voices for the Dragon Ball Xenoverse game?
No, I don't even know what that is. I mean...
Does that mean no chat soon?
Yeah, clearly not. Or maybe I have. I don't know. Did that come out already, or is it like...
It's about to come out, I think, in a few months. No, next month I think it comes out.
Oh, I probably would have done something on it at this point, I would think. I'm trying to remember if I did. I don't know. I don't think I'm in it.
I think your theory on Chatsum might be right.
Yeah. How can he fight in a game if he doesn't exist?
They're asking if you can please do Seal's voice work for them?
Naturally. Who's asking? What's their name?
Let's see. Alexander Habs.
Alexander Habs. Hello, this is Ciel Phantom Hive. I want to know why you want to hear me talk so badly.
There you go, you got a soundbite. You can go squeal in the corner, man. I'm pretty sure you just killed half the chat. Thank you for that. I need them alive for a couple hours. Reaper asks, is there any characters you wish you could have played or that you're looking forward to trying out to play?
Well, pilot season is coming up in Los Angeles, which I'm going out for, so I'm looking forward to auditioning for stuff in that. As an actor, you audition for a lot of stuff that you never get, and for the sake of my own mental health, I tend to just forget about it as soon as I am done with it. Like, as soon as I audition for it, I forget about it unless I get a call, and then I'm like, yay, I got it. So there's plenty of auditions that I've done that I've not gotten it, but I couldn't tell you what they are. There's not really, there's a lot more on camera stuff that I've auditioned for that I've been really sad about not getting than voiceover stuff. Because you invest a lot more. Like, when you go in for a voiceover audition, it's like you never read the script, you just kind of go in, you get a character description, they give you like 10-15 minutes to kind of look over it, and then like you go in and you do it, and you don't have any emotional attachment. Whenever I audition for on-camera stuff, like the second I get that audition, the rest of my entire day is that audition. And sometimes I have to do the audition in the same day, but it's still like I, do all of my preparation. Like, it's like you get really, really into that character and in that role just to do the audition. And so it's like it's more of an emotional investment to audition for on camera. So that's why it's like kind of, I guess, sadder when you don't get it, which is extra funny because on camera is the one that's even harder to get. So it's like way more rejection.
We have a message from Alex. He said, "You're beautiful. Thank you so much."
You're very welcome.
Yeah, they're squealing. Good job. Now, let's see. Serp asked, do you think Juvia and Gray will ever be a couple based on the 2 recent chapters of the manga if you read them?
I don't read the manga, so I have no idea. I hope, God, for Juvia's sake, at some point, Jesus, throw the girl a bone. I didn't mean that as a euphemism either. Or maybe I did. Yeah, I hope so. I hope she's not wasting all of her energy for no reason. Maybe she sees something that we don't see. I don't know.
They're asking, can you say it felt good?
In what voice?
You get to pick the voice.
Ugh. No. Oh, I got one. All right, sure. I get to pick the voice.
It felt good!
Oh, Lord. Ha, she ruined all of your dreams. I like you. They're asking if you can do the voice of Priscilla from Claymore.
Oh, God. That's a long time ago. Well, I definitely don't want to do it when she's yomaing out or whatever, accessing her yoki power, I think is what it's called, because that destroys my voice. I'm trying to remember what she sounds like normally, though. Do any of them remember, like, a line that she would have said? 'Cause that was, like, 7 years ago, I think, that I did that.
Let's see. If you guys have any lines, she'll say them. And no, Reaper, she's not saying that. No. Go back in your corner. My fans are a little weird if you haven't noticed.
That's all right.
Let's see. All right, do you guys have any more serious questions? Stop trying to get her to say weird things. See, this is why I don't share the chat. They're asking what your favorite type of cookie is. Really?
Oh, my favorite type of cookie is definitely chocolate chip, no question.
Alex says, can you say, Sebastian, I love you?
Oh, I have to say that at every panel ever.
I'm so sorry.
That's okay. Sebastian, I love you.
Do you ever get tired of just having to say those lines over and over again?
There are worse things that one has to do.
Mini skirts?
Mini skirts?
You've never heard the thing they always make Vic say?
Oh, I thought they always made Travis say that.
No, I've heard quite a few times where they've had Vic say about the Mustang looks good in a mini skirt.
Oh, that Mustang. They want me to say that?
Go ahead. Really blow their minds.
Yeah, you know, Mustang looks good in a mini skirt. There, I said it.
You know, no lie, he kind of would. They're saying, thank you, you've made them all very happy for the rest of the night. I don't need to know what that means.
Yeah, let's not go into detail for that.
They're asking you to say, my daddy, give back my daddy. He was so kind to me. I loved him so much, and we're just gonna go with that part. That's creepy.
My daddy, give back my daddy. He was so kind to me. Oh God, I don't remember how her voice was. I think it was something like, oh fuck. Oh, I should not say that. I just dropped an F-bomb. I'm sorry.
It's fine. We're called the sinners for a reason.
Oh right, yeah. Oh God, what is her voice? I'm just gonna guess. Daddy, give back my daddy. He was so kind to me. Something like that.
Very good. I've never seen the anime, so.
I hope that suffices. Yeah, that was so long ago. I don't remember.
All right. Since you guys keep asking, Reaper asks, can you say, Reaper, I'm so into you?
Sure. Let me do it in. This is a voice that I used to use to prank call people a lot. What was it? The Reaper, I'm so into you. Is that what it was?
Yes.
Reaper, I'm so into you.
That's becoming a soundbite. I have got to ask, have you ever played Cards Against Humanity?
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Would you like to come back and play it with us?
Depends on when.
We usually work around your guys' schedule, but I'm inviting you to come play Sinning with Humanity.
Sinning with, oh goodness, that sounds intense and sinful. Yeah, sure, let's figure out schedule stuff.
Okay, now we're gonna give you guys a chance. You guys get to pick what her soundbite for the channel's intro is gonna be, and I regret that sentence as soon as I said it. I'm so sorry for whatever gets chosen. No, they're all writing at once. Come on, guys. Give us your worst. Let's really make her show she's a sinner. No, we already got her to say that, Reaper. Down, boy. Alright, we're just gonna have you say, in any voice you want, that, and I'm sorry if I say your last name wrong, I'm terrible with names. I'm Brina Palencia, and I'm a sinner.
Yeah, that works. You said it totally right.
Yes! I got a name right for once.
I once had a telemarketer call and ask for a Ms. Placenta, so... So you did real well. So I'm Brina Palencia and I'm a sinner. Is that what it is?
Yes.
Okay. I'm Brina Palencia and I'm a sinner.
Thank you. And they're asking if you could also do in Chopper's voice, I'm a sinner with purity.
I'm a sinner with purity.
That is so cute. I think I got cavities. I want to thank you so much for joining us. This has been a lot of fun.
Yeah, thank you. I'm sorry that I ended up not being able to do that last one.
It's all right. I ended up getting sick, so.
Yeah.
But we will have you back for Cards Against Humanity, and we're going to make you say some terrible things.
Ugh. Ugh. Well, you can't make me do anything. This is a free country.
That is true. Once again, thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, my pleasure. Thanks for listening, guys.
Bye.
Bye.